Hi guys! Welcome to our chapter 1 of... Oh, sorry. Episode 1, chapter 2 of our D&D game. Hopefully it all goes smoothly and doesn't explode as much as our last game did. We definitely had some player catastrophes. So yeah, a little bit. So, to introduce the cast, we have Castellan playing Aethelfin.
Aethelfin Damonmore, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Alright. We have Potato Queen playing Nisa. And we have Shrogril playing Tig.
Now, Tigum. Thank you.
Tigum Igum Puddin Pie.
Alright. So, does anyone want to give a little recap of last week's session? Let's go with Shrogril, please.
Oh, God. Last week's session, we all caught up in the small outskirts of the town. There was a bit of a conflict between Tig, Sout, and Nisa. Eventually, everyone accumulated together in the group. Sout was unconscious at the time he came to and ran away. It became a bit of a fox hunt, and we ended up having to chase him down. He started to transform and did some very evil stuff, and eventually Nisa had to do the thing and unfortunately have a sad...
We don't speak of it, okay? We don't speak of it.
Oh, sorry.
I saved the day by the power of Grayskull.
Did you? Did you?
I split the beam. I used my magic sword and split the beam. By the power of Grayskull.
Stop that, you were very loud.
He wishes he saved the day.
I'm gonna turn man down a touch. That's some loud Grayskull.
That's alright, might be a little bit on my end.
Also, Tig lost an arm,
okay.
so
Muting
yeah.
you now.
Oh, Tig lost an arm. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'm sure we're all sad about how Tig lost an arm.
I feel like that's a bit of a
10 episodes in.
That's a bit of a double message though, that Tig lost an arm. Like, she lost arm as a
That's
companion.
okay, she gained one.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Tig gained an arm, unlike someone I could say.
YouTube replay finally stops being annoying. Yeah. So.
Nothing can go wrong.
Okay. So. You carried Sout's body from the place where you had to put him down, and you buried him in the forest, and everyone tried to reconvene back at the camp to find it had been raided by humans who were investigating what the hell had happened, and also, you know, the general, oh god, some elves killed some guards. What's going on? So, you move the camp further into the woods, where you met those mercenaries. And after a couple days of healing and getting over a friend's death, you come together as the leaders of this group, since you've been told that 3 people were captured. A priest, the captain, and an unknown, just a regular civilian woman. So,
well, losses happen.
That poor captain. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, the captain.
That scrub elf should have been listening to me more often.
So, anyways, with that, you now sit deciding the fate of the remaining elves and what you plan on doing. They are waiting on your word as to what you're going to do next.
So what time of day is it?
It is about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
I'd like to be sitting down actually and just trying to paint some war paint on my lovely arm and having a chat to it.
Okay.
I have a question about Tig's appearance now, because we kind of didn't really we kind of talked a little bit about it, because as I understand, it's covered in like mithril or something.
A hand. Like it's like it's like she's dipped her hand in molten mithril and it's pulled out and then just like solidified onto the
Right.
hand and it moves. Like
Does she have like an ungodly sized arm, like a brute from Left 4 Dead? Is that what she looks like?
No, not quite. It is a little bit bigger and bulkier than her other arm, but moves just as quickly. She's like
Nice.
quite nimble with it and strong with it. There is a bit of a
Didn't
rough
you
appearance
say,
around her
also-
shoulder when she lets me finish. That the arm grew into her and like speared its way out of her shoulder. So you can actually see where it's like split the skin and the skin has grown like around the arm. To look closely, it's not a pretty sight.
Right.
Ew.
And what about the other elves? What's their opinion of me? From what I can tell, you know how when you walk into a room and it either lights up or it darkens depending on who you are and what the room is. What's the general temperature of the elves?
They're a little bit. It's a bit of a split. Some noticed that you came back and helped sway the fight to the shadow creature leaving. Others only saw that you ran away, and then on you running away, they broke as well, and they only came back a couple days later, and don't remember. They never saw you come back, so they don't remember that.
Right. Okay. But like, Aethelfin has totally been playing it as like, oh, it was a tactical withdrawal. I needed to get you all away from it, and then I circled back, and I was instrumental in dealing with the magical arcane energy, so that the scrub elf could put her friend down because her friend became possessed with a demon.
Did you back up this story when he's spouting this out, Nissa?
Yes. I say it with tears, no crying, just so everybody knows. Wait,
And I'm like, piteous hand on the shoulder, like, there.
as he does that, I like move my shoulder and I just look at him.
Okay, roll a persuasion check.
Oh, wait, me?
Yes.
I'm just giving him the hairy eyeball, just.
Well, it's an 8 on the die, plus persuasion. So that's a 9 on the die.
Let's see how much they believe you.
I mean, I should get advantage.
Yeah, and then she looked at you like that and started like, being, what the fuck, get away from me. So it sort of broke that. You find that most over the course of like 4 or 5 days come around to your way of thinking. There are a couple that hate you more now because they see you working the crowd and they think it's pathetic that you're using this tragedy to further your own goals.
Okay, I shall dutifully note who they are.
Okay.
Alright. He's an horrible little grasper, this guy. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna approach the scrub elf, Nissa. Blanked on your name, actually. And,
It's Nissa.
I know it's your, like, the character's name. I actually, like, Matt, blanked on that. I just
So
meant
you can just
scrub
say,
elf.
you can say my name, or you can, yeah.
I could just look at the screen. So I'm going to approach Nisa and go, so I understand your going through some things at the moment, but I think it's imperative that we retrieve our construct.
I just lost my best friend. And you
Yes,
think
I'm
I'm more
trying to-
interested in getting your friggin' robot thing?
Okay, perhaps I need to spell this out for you. That is a marvel of Hanari engineering. Do you really want to leave that with the people that your friend tried to destroy?
I never said we
You
were gonna
think-
leave it there.
I know. I'm sorry. Perhaps I'm being a little awkward, but it needs to be addressed. We need to retrieve it, as well as anyone else that is left behind, if that's something you care about.
Who else? Of course we're gonna go get them.
So what? We need to show a united front here. You, me, and the tree elf. We need to talk to these people, rouse them into some kind of action, or at least get them out the way. Or select the most skilled and use them to get our way in. Because quite frankly, I think we've kicked the proverbial hornet's nest.
We will go in. We will get your robot. We will get the people that
Construct.
have been taken. I'm sorry, but whatever. We'll get the people, and then we will find a way to get to a different city because I don't think we should stick around here.
Agreed. I still may have a few friends in the city, despite your efforts and your friends' efforts. I should probably have a word to the master of the college here and see if he can assure us some kind of safe travel to I have the perfect destination in mind.
There is actually a man in the city that will give us gold if we transport some objects to a different city. So I can always go talk to him as well.
Well, it sounds like we're agreed then. We definitely need to make our move back there. Now we have to convince them. And he gestures over to the rest of the elves, and her, and points at Tig.
Who's
who
sitting
is-
in the circle with you.
Oh, okay.
Just waving arm around.
Oh god.
I have a question. Has Tig ever seen the construct before?
Yes, you would have seen it on the boat. It was quite pretty.
Okay.
Shiny pretty bird lady.
Wings?
Yes, it has armature that allows
Shiny.
it to...
Shiny.
Yes, it is made of... It's quite an
Angel!
impressive piece.
We get Angel. We get Angel back.
Well, she wants to get my construct back, so that's 2 votes for 3. I guess
Angel.
if we can include you, Nisa, and yes.
As I said before, which you probably didn't hear me, we're going to get it, as well as the other people that were in there.
Okay, then
Maybe you should
let's
listen a
get
little
it.
bit.
I was. You weren't.
As
Where's
you
the
I'm
as
gonna
you
get
start
up and
as
walk
you
the other way.
as you start being a bit like sassy to Nissa, like I was, you weren't. You feel this hand grasp around the back of your neck, and you feel a bunch of nails dig into the sides, and just this like sort of wet lupine voice whispers in your ear, "Nice to master," and then just like lets go all of a sudden, and you can just feel warm liquid slowly dripping down your neck.
Oh, I'm gonna dab at that. Right.
It's more
Okay.
like the whole hand went all the way around and dug into like the side of your jugular. Yeah.
Okay, but is it the liquid? Is it just water, or is
It's
it
blood.
like, hey, I went, like, just look at Nissa, like, you realize I haven't had a bath in so many days, and now your friend is covering me in blood. That's not a good
You do
look.
realize that none of us have bathed in a few days, right? We all look terrible.
But what I was trying to say was, appearances matter. If I look disheveled and covered in blood, they are less likely to listen to me when we approach the gate.
To be fair, it's your blood.
Well then,
Oh.
go find somewhere to clean up.
It's my blood. Okay. You
The
didn't mention
fingernails,
that he
the fingernails
me.
pricked into your skin, like I said, and as you drew away,
Okay, that's a different.
blood.
Can I go for a bit of a walk a ways and just try and find some sort of a shrub or a bush with soft-looking leaves?
Yes, you can do that. That is not
And
something
then-
beyond your ability.
Just like to go and find one and basically just pull it out of the earth and bring it back and point it at him.
Yep. So this
Fine.
very, very large elf walks up to you, and in a massive gnarled branch arm, gives you a soft leaf.
Clean. Clean.
No, thank you. I'll find running water. Well, and he reluctantly takes it, realize that she's probably just gonna follow if he doesn't. So he's like, "Yes, clean, thank you," and like folds it up and he's like makes a big show of like putting it in his pocket. Thank you.
As you fold,
She's
And
just
then
looking at
the-
you.
as you fold the leaf and it splits, it actually lets out a very sweet scent. She's actually found some perfumed leaves.
The disposition changes, but I'm going to go wash up. When I get back, perhaps you will have had a word with our compatriots, and perhaps you will have come up with something that doesn't just involve me running the show. As much as I enjoy that position, I feel like we're going to have a little bit more of a hostile reception, and that seemed to be more your thing than mine. And I take my lumpy one-armed self away and get washed up.
Okay. As you're walking away, one of the
Fucking Daisy.
one of the elves comes. She's like, "Sir, what's the plan here? Well, there's not many of us left, and we're worried. How are
Yes,
we getting
well,
home?"
Well, you know, they say the right person for the right job. Right now, I'm allowing my compatriot Nisa, a gesture up to her, who is a stringent archer and ranger and scout, to come up with an approach that will take into account the worst possibilities, whereas I shall work on a more diplomatic solution. But as you can see in my disheveled position, I require cleaning so that I can be presentable to these humans, and hopefully try to fix this fiasco. Bear in mind, it is all in hand, my good sir. Just calm yourself, sit by the fire, warm yourselves, perhaps partake of some of the food that we have left over.
Roll a perception check as you finish your little speech and walk away.
Well, that's 15 on the dice, plus 3, that's 18.
You hear this person say, "Guys, he has no idea what's happening. We're fucked."
Well, hang on a moment. No, I just said what was going to happen. We're discussing it. Nisa is
It's
coming up
been-
with a
It's been 4 days and you have no idea. We're
Calm
worried. We're
yourself.
scared. What are we gonna do?
My good man, elf, scrub, no, elf. Listen, Nissa and the rest of us have all had to remove ourselves from the proximity of the humans, because let's be honest, they're probably not going to think very favorably of us. This is what we call a regroupment. This is what we call a retreat and a regroup.
Oh my god.
We're consolidating our position. We're consolidating our position so we can make
What
a
is
move
a
forward.
regroup?
We're at the point. Listen,
While this is happening, I'm gonna like walk up to them. I can hear this, right? Like I
Yeah,
know that this is
sure,
going on.
Sure.
I'm gonna
Regroup.
walk up. I'm just gonna walk up and go, "Okay, guys, let him go and clean, and we will sit down, and I will let you know what I have planned." Okay?
we have planned.
We have planned.
Are we heading back to the boat, or are we going somewhere else?
We will be heading to one of the
You
other
need to
cities
go
on
get
the
my
island.
construct.
your construct's back in the city, though. How are we gonna get back in there? It's no.
If
Guys,
we
Go
need
back
to
in
get
there. They
somewhere
tried to
safe,
kill us.
No,
They
hey,
stole
Finn.
the priest and the
Bargaining
captain.
chip, you understand?
Abelfin,
We're going to
Shush.
rescue them, and we're going to get my construct. That's the most important part of this plan. Getting the construct will allow us to get into another city that will allow us to have some security and safety from these others. These city-states don't cooperate very well with each other. We can use that as a bargaining chip.
So when are you leaving?
I'm leaving right now to go have a bath, and when I get back, we'll make a decision on the approach. Now, I understand you're scared. I understand you're hungry. And I understand that was fucking terrifying. But you have to trust the process. Now, Nisa, my good friend here, will field any questions you have. Good day. And he just...
As he turns around, and as one of his like other people comes, like, so what's happening? He turns around and says, the Aethelmore said that he's gonna get back, and they're gonna decide how to get into the city. So hopefully they'll be back tonight. We can go tonight, and they'll bring back all the people, and then we can get out of here.
Can I just walk up behind this guy
Yes.
who's just been talking?
Walk is not the right word.
I'm
Loom
gonna
is
stand
the
up
correct
really
word.
tall. I'm standing right up close, very tall behind him. Put my hand on his shoulder and say,
Hello, large lady. Wait, is this to me or
not
to Cassie?
Aethelmore.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
It's to the guy that was just talking, like, oh, guys, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
So, yeah, standing up behind him, just not Aethelmore, Aethelfin.
Finn. Hey, good. You're hurting me. Please let go of my shoulder.
Good. Just like put my arm down by my side. Good job. I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Deep in his deepest dark heart,
Thanks
Aethelfin
to the
appreciates
Raidnix.
the correction.
Just 1 second. Thanks to Raid Nix. Sorry, usually we can't reply too much because we're playing D&D, but thanks so much. We appreciate it. So anyways, you hear that. Because Tig is not a quiet person, so when she says that calmly to this person, she's bellowing it and scaring the shit out of everyone. But it seems right. Everything seems okay.
Now she's
Everyone's-
just playing with leaves.
Yes.
This is fine.
All right. So they go sit down. They all chat. Like I said, there was only a dozen elves left, and now 3 have been kidnapped. So you're swiftly running out of people. What is your plan to get these elves to where you want to go?
I think at this point, Aethelfin's just going to go wash up and then go have like a panic attack.
I suggest
Aww.
As you walk through
I
the
think we-
forest crying, and like you get the water splashing and just rocking
Not
back
crying,
and forward.
just like
Yeah. Splash some water in your face, start rocking back and forth, whatever, hyperventilating. You just see like an elven woman like cleaning clothes in the river looking at you.
what are you looking at?
You okay? Do you need a hug? It's like an old matronly woman.
Oh right, okay. Is she with the group or is she just there?
No,
Like,
she's one of the
have I
group.
seen Elf
Yeah,
and
you've
everything?
seen her before.
All right.
She was like the mother of someone, like just one of like the servants on the ship.
He's gonna be like, no, thank you, good woman, but I've lost my arm, I've lost my construct. We managed to prevent void magic from entering this world, barely. We now have to negotiate with the human city, and I'm just having to take a moment for myself, a little bit of me time. Oh, and I'm being threatened by a wolf man.
As you're doing that, you're sort of like, you're not really looking at her, you're just looking across the water, listing these things. You turn back and she's right next to you, and she like just places a hand on your cheek, and she's like, it's okay, we believe in you. You can get us out of this. you're you're from House Talindra, and you've shown that you're a really strong leader. You'll get us through this. And she gives you a quick squeeze, and then goes back to washing clothes.
I feel a lot better, but I would never admit that. Because I assume that she's a wood elf.
Moon
Since
elf.
they all seem to be wood elves. Moon elf.
Moon elf.
Oh, she's a moon elf. Okay, I'm okay with this. Yeah, I'm gonna cede the floor to Nissa and Tig just because I think Aethelfin's having a little bit of a breakdown.
Okay. So, Tig, Nissa, what are you doing?
I'm sort of patrolling the perimeter, making sure everyone's staying close together and everyone's safe.
I'm gonna walk up to Tig for a second and just say, I'm gonna scout the walls of the city to see if there's a way we can get in. I'm not gonna stealth to the wall and try and find some way to sneak into the city.
Roll
Okay.
an intelligence check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Worst comes to worst, I'll get Beeves to speak it to you.
No,
He
roll
seems
intelligence
like
check.
Yeah, that
You,
worse.
Nissa, who's actually going and looking at the wall.
Why am I doing an intelligence check?
Because you are going to attempt to make an intelligent thought. I know. Crazy, right?
I thought this was
Look
me
at
rolling
that.
intelligence to actually understand what she was saying to me.
Oh.
11.
Okay. You
Not really
vague.
sure why I need to roll an intelligence for this, but okay.
Shh, it's fine. You vaguely remember being taken to a place where there was a hole in the wall where they were smuggling in refugee children. But you don't remember where that is, and the city being very, very large means that somewhere in the miles of walls is a hole. Good luck.
Still, I think it's the best shot we have unless Aethelfin comes back from his panic attack and has a good idea.
You don't know that. That's metagaming.
Okay, so
That's why I was technically saying it out of character. That's why my hand was up here.
I'm just joshing you. Don't worry.
So, do you have any other plan, or are you're just searching for this hole as you scout around?
I guess I'm just looking for the holes I scout around.
Okay,
problem.
so as you're scouting around,
Only males have that problem, honey.
can I get you to roll a stealth check, please?
– 24.
24. Okay. First of all, you're not seen. Secondly, what
Obviously.
you do see is a large few breaches in the walls. One is the gates look like they've been burnt away. And secondly, it looks like at some point something just blew several holes in the wall. One looks like a house has been thrown through the wall. You were gone. You were away from the city for a small time and heard lots of noises as the catastrophe unfolded. And now, for the first time, you're actually seeing the wreckage in daylight because you've only just come back for the first time. There are a lot of guards around these, but the city is by no means completely defended by a wall anymore.
Nice.
Is the harp person still there?
Oh no, he's dead.
I didn't ask if he was alive. I asked if he was still there.
No, they burnt that. They were like, oh god.
Wow.
It's been like 4 days. They would have burnt it by now, otherwise.
You don't exactly have an open casket for someone whose body has been changed into a harp.
I don't know. You could call it a harp. You probably fit him in there.
Anyways,
do I find anywhere that we'd be able to sneak a couple of us through? Or are there just too many guards?
Roll a perception check. Got
19.
Alright. So, you actually find that, the gates themselves, you could never get into. You do find the hole in the wall, but it looks like, they've tried to board it up. And there are a couple places where the wall is not completely knocked down, but it's low enough that you could boost someone up to it and they could climb over. Like the top of the wall has been damaged enough that you could get up. There's also a few places where you could climb because it's cracked and damaged.
Are any of these ones specifically where there aren't many guards around, or they all
Yeah.
have
Yeah,
guards
like
in them?
everything has guards patrolling. It'll just depend, like, you know, if it's just you guys trying to get in, it'll take less. If you get the entire group, it might take a bit longer. So you'd have to hope everyone makes it over first try.
Okay, I'm gonna head back to the camp and talk to Aethelfin and take about it if Aethelfin's back.
He'll be back, but I think he's a little bit more. He seems a lot more calm, even though he probably gave off the impression he was calm. It's like it's an aura thing, like, you know, when you know someone is a little bit more chilled.
I think while you guys were gone, Tig was probably telling a couple of people just some stories, just to try and keep them all occupied and in
how
the
great
same
Arm is.
stuff. Yeah, about how she met blah 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 and all that. So, you know,
She
telling them
was
all about that, and yeah.
forwarding on the lessons that she learnt in school, and she's like, 1 + 1, 2. 1, and that's just it. That's the same story. 10 to 15 times. And you can see the elves sitting there just getting really annoyed. You pretty much learnt...
Annoyed, but
just
unable
trying.
and willing to,
Yeah,
to
they're
say
just like-
anything about it unless they get destroyed.
Would it be rude
She's
if we
trying.
leave? We left? Yeah. No, you're sitting there telling the stories. And, you know... But the only real stories you remember recently are the fight against Sout, which terrifies them.
She'll quickly move past that story.
The murder of the bandits in the forest, which terrifies them. And the time that you saw a cart
Move past that.
roll through a gnome village and it killed someone, which terrifies
I
them.
don't think she'd tell that story.
Well, other than that,
That'll
you
make
pretty
her
much
sad.
have, like, how when you met Arm and your time in class. These
Yeah,
are
it'd probably be
defining
time in
differences.
class, meeting and yeah.
Roll a general charisma check for me.
Oh no.
Oh god, they're gonna elect her leader.
If she rolls a 20, sure.
Oh no, they're so not.
If she rolls a 20, sure.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I think you
Well,
spoke too
welcome to
soon.
Team Tig.
Honestly, in this is in my character's eyes, I think Tig's a better leader. No offense to Aethelfin, he just seems a little bit too up himself.
So
Oh no.
they find you're like, you know, you're not necessarily the brightest person, but apparently, yeah, every night that you're in the village, the gnome teacher like read you Hungry Hungry Caterpillar. So like, you're just like sitting there telling them stories, and they're finding it quite endearing. When you get back, Castellan, you find every single one of these elves sitting around Tig, and like one of them's like hugging her, and she's like hugging it back, and you get this like feeling everyone's very safe. And as you're walking back, Nissa, you find Jeeves just like squatting in the underbrush, looking into the camp, being stealthy. He doesn't want to be seen. He's not taking his shit. He's just squatting in the underbrush, looking into the camp, and he's just like shaking his head slowly, very unsure of what is happening.
I am very unsure as to what is happening.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up to Jeeves and just go, "You okay?"
That's all you get. You just get and just pointing at what's happening here.
At the most charismatic character in the camp.
Okay.
I'm gonna go towards Twitch. I'm gonna walk to the camp and see what's happening.
Okay.
All right.
And you?
I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna wander up, sidle up, even to Nissa and go. So, have you got a plan yet, or are we going to be indulging this? And he gestures to Tig and the rest of them.
I found some spots in the walls that they're being patrolled by guards, but if we take a few of us, or if we take all of us, it may take a little bit, but there are spots in the walls we can slip through without being seen if we time it right.
Excellent. And who do we think could be useful in this endeavor?
Hopefully those that are stealthy.
I was thinking about you actually pointing out people, but sure, yes, stealthy people would be good on a stealth mission. Well done.
Well, I haven't actually spoken to any of these people about their abilities, so I don't know
Alright.
who's stealthy and who's not.
Alright. I don't think he even lets you finish. He just kind of like I can't do it because I got pushed to the floor, but he like claps his hands like, "All right, everybody, we've got a plan, or at least the beginnings of one. Who here has some degree of military training or ranging ability?"
No one raises their hands. They'll just look at you.
I was a baker.
All right.
From the back.
Why would we hire a baker? That doesn't even make sense.
You need food on your ship. You fucking
Make
idiot.
food.
Says the baker.
You
Listen.
sort of see like someone's like,
There's no arm.
and they're
Yes,
all like,
thank you.
"What-
I am aware.
well said.
I am
Tig."
aware that I've lost my arm.
Yes, continue.
Look, I apologize if my let's be honest, testiness is coming through a little much strong. But as you can see, I'm missing my arm, I'm missing a construct, and we've all been through hardships, so perhaps I shouldn't be inflicting that on you, and I do apologize. But
Wait. Did you just put together losing your construct and your arm against losing your best friend?
I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to the rest of these people.
Okay.
But I feel like I've lost a best friend. Anyway, moving on. Who here is trained in something, whether it be baking, like this good elf here, or something else?
Okay, so they all come up to you, and you find that you have a baker, a seamstress, 2 deckhands, and you've got a alchemist, a doctor. There's a sea elf there that won't talk to you. And then you've got a couple people that like admit that they did their they did their mandatory military training when they came of age. And then after that they did like they went back every now and again to like keep their skills fresh. But they're not exactly the stealthiest.
They're still trained, that's good enough. So I'm going to separate anyone who had any kind of military training or formal training in something in defensive. Basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to sort the wheat from the chaff here. People like doctors are probably not going to be useful in a combat scenario. So Aethelfin's effectively like thinning the herd out so we can select people to assist us. I think he gets the sea elf up to like cajoles him, even if the sea elf is not responding to me. I think he cajoles him and like puts him in the group with the people that have had military training because he's seen the guy do the work. And he knows that if it's like, hey, I got a super secret special mission just for you because you actually know your shit. Like, if there's an opportunity for that, he's kind of like planning that they be around. But he's also very cognizant that he doesn't know military stuff. So he's like, well, Nisa, here are your pool of potential, struggling for the word, really, I suppose, volunteers.
As you're talking, the sea elf goes and walks over to the doctor and stands there.
Will the
Would
sea
you
elf
like
talk to me?
No.
Okay.
If you
Tig's
don't
gonna stand
remember,
up and
he
walk
turned
over
you
to
to
the sea
stone
elf.
at one point.
Right.
can-
Yeah, I remember him.
I'm
Tig's
surprised
gonna
he's not-
stand up and go walk over to the sea elf then.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of stand beside him and lean down. You okay? Talking?
Yes.
You don't like them.
He sits there
Yeah.
and looks to his shoulder and starts whispering to it. Looking after the doctor, you keep us alive. Do your job, come back afterwards.
Okay. Good plan.
Uh,
I just
yeah.
look over to Aethelfin. What did Elf stay? Needs
Oh,
doctor.
Yes. Well, I suppose we do need someone to protect the rest of the civilians. Good thinking. Yes.
It really hurts you to say good thinking to Tig. Like,
I wasn't saying to.
She's
to
just
Tig, I
standing
was
there.
saying it. I was saying it to the seal.
alright.
Never
She's
said
taking it that way.
to
Where
Tig.
I was gonna say, like, you saying like good thinking to Tig must really hurt your pride.
Oh no, he'd probably compliment her on bashing things, but like Aelvin's going to turn and go, right, so we have some people here who have some training, Nisa. This is your area. Like, I'm not going to pretend that I know much about this, beyond perhaps a dab of swordplay and what have you, but someone with your survival skills should be able to put together a team.
Just gotta get ones that they don't have to be like extremely stealthy, but I need you guys to be a little bit stealthy. So I'm gonna go stand over here, and I point to like an area not too far from camp, like just a little bit out. And I'm gonna go stand over there, and I want to see. I'm gonna turn around and face the other way, and I want to see if you guys can reach where I am without me hearing you, or even like not as much noise. Like maybe you make a little bit of noise is fine, but I want to see how close you guys can get to me while I'm still hearing you.
One tries to
Oh, no.
sneak off behind someone as you're talking and trips over and just starts swearing. I rolled a 3. So,
They're all going to die.
as you walk away, the 3 others just sit there and one sort of sneaks around, but when you turn around, there's 2 like hiding behind trees looking at you. There's the one guy just sitting on the floor pulling up a trouser leg and like looking at like the cuts he's got from the sticks on the floor. He's sort of like not too happy with himself. And one you can't see, just gone. Roll a perception
Can I
check.
try
I
and...
think-
Yep.
Is
One
that
you
everyone?
can't see, he's just gone.
I'm gonna try. And
I'm gonna lightly
Tell
yell out, "Dude, I can't find. You got the job."
I got a 17 on perception. Did I notice where he was?
No. But
Oh damn, that's the guy we want.
Jeeves takes a minute, sort of like looks around, and then sniffs the air, and sort of like walks over past the camp through the woods a bit and comes back about 10 minutes later. He's like, shakes his head at you.
Did he just leave us?
Nods his head at you.
He was an infiltrator, wasn't he?
Shakes his head at you.
Do you know which direction he went in?
He points back where he's just come from into the woods.
I want to stealth that way. I'll be back in a second. I just want to stealth a little bit that way to where he is, I guess.
Okay. Jeeves accompanies you, and you find a man sitting by the river, and he's just like looking into the water, sitting on the floor, and he hears you come. He's like, "Oh, hello."
You disappeared. Are you okay?
I don't want to go into the city. It's alright.
May I ask why?
They're trying to kill us, and I don't really want to die, if I'm honest.
That's understandable. Trust me, I don't really want to die either. But we have people in there that need our help. And if we don't save them, they could die.
It's been a long time since I've done my training, but usually smaller groups are easy to get in than bigger ones.
That's why I did that exercise, was to see which one of the people that we chose could stealth. And I just have to say, you're really good. I didn't even notice that you disappeared.
That's because I didn't come towards you. I just walked out the camp.
Well, still, if you don't want to go in, I guess that's fine. But I won't be taking a massive group of people. It would only be a few of us. I wouldn't dare take a big group. We're gonna leave. Maybe take a couple of us with us, like to go into the city, and the rest will be staying at camp. So if you really want to stay at camp, that is fine.
So, when you rescue the people,
Schmeep.
thank you, Kit Kat. You rescue the people. How do you plan on getting us to wherever we're going? How are we getting anywhere? What is happening?
I have someone in the city that I want to go speak to that will hopefully help us. He's given me an opportunity to go to one of the other cities. I'm going to see if we can meet him outside of the city, and we will venture that way. So we have to get inside first so I can find him and ask. But we will find a way to get every single one of us away from this city. I promise.
Okay. I have an idea to get the less stealthy people into the city. Might work,
Yeah?
but I wouldn't put
How?
all our eggs in one basket. You guys should definitely do your thing. Just, if you're not back in, say, like a couple days, I can get us in, whatever good it does.
That actually helps quite a bit. Would you be able to share with myself and my companions on the other plan that you have, just so that we know in case we don't come back, and that we know that everyone is safe?
Well, there's trade carts that go down that road every day, right?
From that I know of, yes.
That's how you got to the city the first time. Why don't
That's
we just
true.
take one of those and hide in the back?
That could work. Do they ever check the back though?
I don't know. I don't live here.
Well, we'll definitely have a look while we are scouting inside the city.
Okay.
So, put my hand on his shoulder and just look at him and go, "It's okay. You don't need to be scared. We will get through this. And let's head back to camp."
As he stands up, he like mumbles
I think there's every reason to be scared.
and follows you.
So there's one thing I wanted to clarify with you, Serenity. Sorry, it's a little bit of an out of character thing. Would Aethelfin have had time to repair his cloak?
Yes.
Okay. And it would be properly repaired? It wouldn't be like, and now the spell's fucky.
Who knows?
Oh, good. Okay. I think it was like, and we shall smear the mud on our bodies as such, creating a rudimentary camouflage.
But you just buff.
I'm not actually. It's miming. I'm not talking about
He's
me.
just looking around. The others just like he just buff.
Have I arrived
Pretend.
in the camp when this is happening?
Yes.
I'm just gonna look at Aethelfin and just go, you know, she's not gonna understand that.
Yeah, you're correct. Right. So, have we determined our team, Nisa?
Well, I guess we're just gonna have to take those that are willing at this point.
All right, fine. Out of the people who are actually competent and not bakers.
So I'm gonna look at them and go, put your hand up if you want to help.
Save people and my construct.
Save people.
Helpers.
And my construct.
I think they're
Helpers?
more inclined to help the people.
Listen,
We'll
this
still get your
construct
contract.
is
We'll still
going.
get...
All of them
Thank you.
just
I'm
stare
just gonna put
fairly
I'm just gonna
blankly at you as you guys are like, raise your hand, and just like having a small argument. They're just, no one raises their hand at all.
Fine. 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 We'll go in. We'll get some carts, I guess, and some horses. Come back and pick these people up and get the hell out of here. It's easier way to move my construct. But we should probably go to the college. I suspect that's where it'll be held.
I'm gonna look at the sea elf and just go, I know you don't want to speak to me, that's fine. But even a simple nod, can you look after the people that stay behind? Just to make sure that there's nothing bad happens to them.
You get a nod.
Thank you. I'm gonna look
All
at
right,
Tig.
then let's
just
get on with
go,
this suicide mission.
Did you want to come? Or do you want to
really
stay?
want to bring her along if this is a stealth mission?
I thought I would ask just in case we run into trouble and we need her expertise.
Actually, yes, good
That's why
idea. Bring her along.
That's why I said if she wants to come. So I'm going to ask you. Do you want to stay and look after the others, or do you want to come and help?
Angel, he says, peeking out behind Nisa's shoulder.
I just look over at the sea elf. You protect people.
He nods at you.
I protect idiots.
He smiles and nods at you.
Yes, I agree. Nisa is
Good.
somewhat.
And I'll just start walking with in the
she's
direction
brighter
of
than
Nissa
most.
and Aethelfin.
This whole time, I'm going to just death stare Aethelfin because Nissa's getting kind of annoyed with her constantly being a
Nothing.
peasant.
Well, it's not my fault you are a peasant.
Tig's walking.
I'm
Okay.
gonna follow Tig.
I guess we're following Tig.
After a short time, you
I'm gonna
find
beckon-
yourself.
Jeeves.
Alright, after a short time, you find yourself inside of the city walls, and you can skirt around them for the better part of an hour to find a place where the patrols aren't as frequent. The sun is down, the moon is mostly concealed by clouds, and you think that you could probably make the climb fairly easily. However, if you fall, if you're going to a place where you're going to climb, which I assume you are, if you fall, you cannot make a noise. You must stay silent, because if you scream, guards will hear you. This is to a place where there's cracks in the wall. You have to climb to the top. It's about 60 feet high.
I look at Nissa and I'm like, I have one arm.
The holds are pretty good. The holds are pretty good.
I have one arm. How am I have one arm.
I'm just like,
You have two legs.
I'm supposed to climb this.
The two wild elves who know about, climbing and, woodcraft, just to like shake their head at the fact you know nothing about climbing, that you use your legs more than your arms, and your body more than that.
I think both Aethelfin and myself are having this thing where there's just like a tone because of like the fucking sheer stupidity of this. I'm a one-armed man trying to climb a wall, 60-foot wall.
Only need one arm. Leg,
Oh, good, you can carry me there.
hold, leg, fall.
And then repeat the process.
And then fall and die.
Fine, we'll go find someone.
just
that
look
doesn't
over to Nis,
involve
just-
climbing.
No climbing?
It's simple. You're going to have to help me.
I'm gonna look at Tig
I
and
have
just
a
be like,
stump.
It's just... Hold on.
Thank you. And Aethelfin does.
Okay.
He's gonna wrap his one good arm around her neck.
Okay. Who's climbing first?
I'll climb first.
Okay. Do a climb check. Or an athletics check, I guess it is now.
So, 21.
You make it up the wall easily. She glides up the wall. There's not a single sound. She doesn't stop. It is very easy for her. She
Aethelfin is
starts
super
after
fast.
you and gets up before you and ends up helping you to the top.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
Now
Aethelfin is
it's
suitably impressed. Would never admit that.
Tig. Climb.
Yeah.
17.
17. Alright, you are climbing. You slip once, and you just slam your hand into the wall, and your fingers dig into the wall with a bit of a crunch. You stop. And guards sort of like... You see a guard's head sort of turn. Look down the wall. And as they look the other way, you keep climbing up. They've missed you.
When I get to the top, I just look at Arm, just...
I thought you were supposed to be quiet. Isn't it so easy with one arm? You're right, I apologize.
Okay. So, you look over the devastation of the city. Do I have it here? Some parts are still burning. They have been... There's been bucket chains for days. It keeps spreading. It is a pretty bad sight. Now that you're high on the walls, you can see that a full third of the city has collapsed, been destroyed, been very bad. What you didn't realize, Nissa, when you shoved the sphere through Sout, is it went into the ground and you immediately forgot about it and it expanded back to full size before collapsing in on itself. So over the course of the last week, there's been a massive sinkhole which has taken in a large chunk of the city.
Whoops.
Whoops indeed.
Shut up, Adelphin.
I'm just saying I would never have made that mistake.
It's a good 400 foot across hole.
Holy shit.
Yes.
Damn.
And that hole encompasses half of the council chambers.
Oh my god, does that mean that the councilman died?
You have no idea.
Oh, I really hope it does.
I'm frantically looking around at the college trying to discern whether or not it's been damaged.
It's still there. It's about another 300-400 feet past the sinkhole.
Oh, thank goodness. All right, my construct's
Just-
over there. We should make haste.
Where's Angel?
In the college. There, I point. And I'm like,
He points at a large
Yeah?
tower.
Here we go. And look around for a way down. Well, there. Sorry.
Okay. Can I get you guys to roll stealth checks, each of you?
Yay.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
19.
Oh fuck.
Good. Good. I love this result. This is the best.
I will laugh.
So
if
that's a
Tig
total of
stealths
5.
more than you do. I will laugh if Tig stealths more than you do.
At this point, I think anyone could stealth more than me.
Okay. I was taking your
How the
previous
fuck
climb
this up?
checks, right? And then applying this stealth to you getting down the other side into the city.
Oh no.
Aethelfin, as you
Yes.
climb down, as Tig climbs
As
down,
I'm carried down.
you start to panic as your grip starts to slip. And you fall for a good 10 feet before,
Ah!
Quicksilver-like, a hand shoots out and Nissa catches you by the back of your shirt, which gives you enough time to, yes, it cuts off your scream, which you were told not to scream for. Actually, do you want to roll a wisdom check to hold that fear in?
Sure. Yeah, because it's gonna go well. Wisdom check. Wisdom save?
Yeah.
9.
Okay. There is a short, sharp scream that's
The
almost
underground.
immediately cut off by you choking on your shirt. You are caught, stopped, and you start slow slipping out of your shirt, and you have to make a climb check yourself now to grab the wall.
Oh, good. Bet that's an advantage. That's alright.
You climb down the last 20 feet by yourself, but you can
15.
hear the sound of clanking sandals and greaves and swords being drawn as they move through the city streets towards you.
gonna
What is the
quickly-
nearest thing I can hide in?
There are a lot of burnt out houses and buildings. None of them look structurally stable.
Is there anything else? Is there a sewer hatch? Is there a
Nothing near the
a
walls.
turned over car? Oh
I'm
god.
just gonna point into one of the houses and just go, and then just hopefully get everybody in as soon as we can.
Alright. She points, I bolt.
Yep. Tig, you get down a few seconds after that. Nissa's down the bottom now as well.
Mhm.
And you run after him, I assume.
Yep.
As quietly as we can.
Once more with the stealth checks, please.
Oh good.
21.
10.
Oops. Hang on.
Oh, sorry, no, not 10. 13.
14.
Like this. Ain't that a pity? As you're running, you hear someone, "Hey! Stop!" and start chasing after you. You hear what sounds like 4 or 5 men in a patrol chase after you. You're a good 60, 70 feet ahead of them. They're just catching you, like a glimpse of you as Tig, who is the last behind, runs into an alley, and they're after you.
Quick, get into a house and then have Tig collapse it on us, behind us, on them as we get out.
I was about to say, as I'm running past a building, if we're going around the corner of it, can I just try and sweep and collapse part of it as we're going around it and then duck around
All that
another way?
works too.
Strength check. With arm, I assume. You're just like digging your claw into the side of a building.
Yes, with arm.
I know how we'll solve this problem. We'll collapse a building on them.
Oh no.
It's +7, by the way, but that's not
9.
high enough.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then 10, so no.
Okay. So, you sort of leave these huge gouges in the wood, and you're like trying and trying as you run, but instead you're leaving a trail straight to you.
That's
Okay,
good,
then
that's good.
I'll
Let's get
give
into
up
a
and
house.
just Just dive into a house.
Okay, you guys dive into a house, and can I get a dex check, please? Dex save, actually.
That's a well, no, you know, that is a 16.
Ooh,
14
14.
is up.
1 second. 1 second.
Uno momento, por favor.
Sorry, my computer's being really, really friggin' stupid.
Mm-hmm.
24.
Okay. You run
Ready, 20,
into
baby. Well done.
you run into the building and immediately feel the floorboards start to like creak and crack under you. You smell like burning ash in the air. And the entire building, like you throw open the door, Tig's not bright, slams the door behind you, and you feel parts of the house shift.
I look for the nearest window
Yep.
leading outside the house or door.
You can roll acrobatics
Closest
to
egress.
dive outside, and I'm just going to
Yeah,
roll for
alrighty.
each of these guys.
Oh, good. Acrobatics, you say?
Oh, damn.
Yep. Well, the first one comes through, and he's like, "Stop!" And then you hear a crash as the other 4 fall through the floor.
Nice. I rolled a total of 11.
Okay.
How badly do I die?
The coward is first to try to dive through the window, but just actually falls through the wall.
That's harsh language.
Oh, no.
He runs bodily into the wall, sort of like looking over his shoulder, and just slams into it. He goes through the wood. I need dex saves from both of you guys to not get caught in the falling debris.
15.
Yep.
15.
Okay.
I resent the aspersion that my character's a coward. Tactical withdrawal.
9.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yes, good rolls.
So, Sarah. Sorry. Grill. Take 10 points of damage.
Yeah.
Sorry. Tig. Take 10 points of damage. Aethelfin, you take 5.
Oh, good.
You pull yourself out because you were also running in that direction, Tig. So you managed to claw your way out, and you just see this guy trying to crawl towards you, and there's a beam protruding from his back.
Is this for one of the
The
guards or
Yeah.
something?
He's just coughing up copious amounts of blood.
I'm actually
He's
going to
dead,
go
leave
help
him
him.
alone. No, 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 no!
You walk up to him, and he starts coughing and sputtering, and you don't quite understand the language. Like, he's speaking his tongue.
Help
I'm gonna.
him.
Okay. Am I getting a gist of like this is angry or
Yeah,
you know
he's
asking
dying
for
and he hates you. That's what you get from him right
help?
now.
Okay then. I'm actually gonna just try and kill him and end it quickly for him.
How do you plan on doing this?
Actually, just hang on. The beam's protruding from out of his back.
Yeah.
Okay, then I guess I'll just try and cut his head off. I guess stab and pointy fingers through his neck.
Okay. Roll one attack with advantage.
Tick, help.
I don't want him to suffer. This is so stupid.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Come on. Where's your attack?
Yeah, sorry, hang on.
That hits.
I rolled the wrong dice anyway, but okay.
Then it very much hits. Roll damage.
Mm.
Okay, so you guys turn around like, no, stop,
Yeah,
come. Leave him alone, he's gonna die. And just watch as she slams her fingers into his back. And as she withdraws it, she has like chunks of vertebrae like embedded. Like her talons are embedded in it. She's like pulled out pieces. And she just like looks at them, then looks at you guys. And he just like twitches on the floor twice and then stops.
I look very impressed. And I put a thumbs up and I go, good job.
Oh my god!
Let's go. I'm just gonna like grab him. Am I behind or in front of Aethelfin?
Next to.
I'm gonna grab him and just sort of push him to the way we're gonna go.
Alright.
Yeah, let's keep going.
You made a fair bit of noise, so stealth checks please.
Oh, good.
15.
Yeah, that's a 10.
16. How is Tig doing better than you?
I'm going to say that the average of the group is relatively good. So you do okay. You get to the college doors.
Going, oh my god! Oh my god, she killed him.
You get to the college doors without being seen. Now what?
I look at Aethelfin and I go, you're up.
I imagine the doors are locked.
They are.
I'll try that. Alright, well,
So, you start
I'm just
knocking
gonna walk
and the
forward and try
door
and kick
creaks
the door.
open and there's a guard there. It's like, hello.
hello, I'm here to see the master of the college.
And you
I was a student here, very, very briefly.
are. Sorry guys, my name is being loud. Close this. That helps a bit. Okay. Which master were you a student under?
Out of character, I've totally blanked on that guy's name. Which probably wouldn't be out of character when I think of it, but damn it, he was a really nice old man as well, and I've completely blanked his fucking name.
The door starts. He's like, okay. The door starts to close.
No, he's like, no, wait. It was the person in charge of the college. I'm sorry. It's been a very as you can imagine, it's been a very troublesome last few days. But it is let him know that it is the artificer Aethelfin, and he should know who that is. Master of your college.
He's sleeping. I'll wake him up tomorrow, and when he wakes up tomorrow, I'll let him know that someone stopped by, and the door closed.
Damn it.
I'm just gonna look at Aethelfin and just go, now what?
Now we break in, don't we?
Roll a charisma check, actually. Let's see if you are. You weren't exactly charismatic, but maybe your demeanor, not enough.
Well, not even with my whole +1.
No. I didn't think you had more than +2. So, Kig, you were about to step forward and Tigum, you're about to step forward and kick the door, right?
Tig him. Yes, and then this guy went and answered. I was like, oh.
He just closed it in your face. What are you gonna do?
Push it back open.
Well, he opened it outwards towards you, and he closed it.
Oh god.
So you couldn't
Oh.
push it back open.
I think
Then
Tig
I
probably
will-
could.
To be honest, actually, I'm gonna try and pull it back open.
Okay. Strength check.
It's going in well.
Just like embedding the claws into the door, just like try and pull.
Just strength check.
Hey,
for me.
Soren, have you ever heard of the you ever heard the concept of gunboat diplomacy?
Nope.
Oh well, it's a anyway. it
Okay, so
doesn't matter. I
as the
think
guy
this is
starts to
basically
close
what
the
we're doing.
door, metal-clad fingers just slam into the gap. The wood crunches as her fingers dig into it, and she pulls the door not open but to the side, and you just hear the hinges tear. And she just drops the door on the floor.
I am so sorry for the damage. This person here is a little simplistic in her outlook. She probably thought we'd been rude. I really do apologize.
He's backing away from you, and he's running towards the inner gate.
No, come back. Damn it. All right, I guess we're doing this then. Come on, quick. Tig, try and fix the door.
Do you guys want to chase after him or stand there and fix the door?
I want to chase after him.
Not fixing the door.
Hey, Slice.
Like, no, wait, come back.
Okay.
No, Tig's not waiting.
Yes, so tell me exactly what you're doing, because right now I'm getting you guys all standing there going, I'm not waiting, and then standing still.
All right,
Okay,
I'm running after him.
Okay.
I'm running after
Yes.
him to try and like stop him before he, tells anybody.
Alright, initiatives then.
Yes. I would like to catch up too.
Oh, good.
That's great.
Oh, I love my rolls today. It's fantastic. That's an 8.
19!
Tig, what do you want to do?
I'd actually like to try and catch up to him. I'm hoping I can move faster than
He's
him.
just turned on the spot, and you get to make your turn.
Oh, I'd like to reach forward and grab him by the back of his clothes and just pull him and stop him.
Okay. With regular arm or scary arm?
With regular arm.
Okay.
I don't want to kill him.
Make an attack roll.
Okay.
Come on. Holy fuck.
23.
Yep. Okay. Do me a favor, make an athletics check.
Sure. Ooh.
Come on.
14.
Okay. Alright. So you reach forward with regular arm, grab him by the back of his armor, and just lift him off the floor to face you. He goes to draw his sword, and you clamp your hand down on the scabbard and just crush the metal.
We just want to talk.
Okay.
My good man.
What?
He was half asleep
She's not
before.
gonna hurt.
You noticed now that you're inside that there was a bed, and that's where he was like, oh yeah, alright, tomorrow morning. And now he's like wide awake.
Why
Scared
so
of you.
mean? Be nice to
She-
man.
She doesn't want to hurt you, my good man. She gets excited. I do apologize for the inconvenience of the door, but if you just accompany us so we may see the master, I promise you we mean no ill intent. And then he gives the biggest, like,
Fine, put me down. Put me down. Please.
yes,
I put him down. Put him down. I'm
that's
just
it.
like,
There you are.
And he
She's
just
really
like
quite gentle.
very
Melanie.
shakily just walks ahead of you and unlocks the inner gate. And he's like, alright, follow me. I'll take you to the master, I'm sorry. We'll go. It's fine.
No, I'm sorry. And so is Tig here.
You fucking
She's
should
very
be.
sorry. Aren't you, Tig?
Alright. So you make your way up the spire. And he leaves you outside the Grandmaster's door. He's like, oh, we good now? Can I go?
And I look at Nissa.
Can you please, will you not breathe a word of this? You never saw us. Is that okay?
Sure, you know where I live. I'm just gonna leave you alone. He lives
Okay.
here. He
Okay,
doesn't want
good.
to like piss you off.
Go back to sleep then.
As he walks away,
Again,
he draws
sorry.
his sword, and you can just see it's been like folded in like a crushed hand bit, where Tig has like just destroyed it.
I'm gonna like call up after him really quietly. Sorry about your sword.
Okay. So you knock on the door, I assume.
Yes.
Good master, it is Ethelfin Dawenmore. I'm sorry to intrude at this hour. I was hoping we could talk.
You sort of hear someone like rush to the door, and he opens. He's in a nightgown. He's like,
What are you doing here, lad? I thought you were going to go.
We fully intend to. We did our best to prevent the total destruction of this town, as you can probably tell. But unfortunately, well, it's not really my story to tell, I suppose. And he looks over at Nisa. She could probably fill you in on the details if you're interested. But we managed to prevent as much damage as we could. And now I'm here to collect my construct. Would you happen to know where that is?
Oh, yes, I do, but there has been somewhat of a problem with your construct. I'm sorry.
Problem? Please indulge me. What kind of problem?
Well, it's a bit of a story, but we put the pieces back together for you, and we took our time, and we were repairing some of it. We were cleaning the wings, you see, and well, the city guard showed up. They wanted everything of your property. We told them we have nothing else. They have not found the full body of the construct, and we actually have got it mostly repaired. It has a bit of a limp, but we have managed to reinforce the arms and get it back to working order. You would probably want to fix it more yourself if you had some time, but we can't really allow you to stay here. The wings are most likely in the vaults of the city. It's near the dungeons. If you want them.
Good sir, thank you. I would like to say thank you so much for seeing to my construct and repairing it. And I'm sure it is quite excellent craftsmanship.
you notice that the room smells like ash in here, like heavily like ash.
Is everything okay? You appear to have a strong scent of burning coming from your room.
Well,
And
yes,
generally one does not sleep in a fire.
I know, but it's all to do with what I was saying when we repaired your construct. We made some modifications.
I see.
Just leaning over to Aethelfin.
And what could they be?
Well,
Where's Angel?
Just a moment.
As you
please.
say that,
Please.
and he looks at you, he's like, "Oh my!" And he goes up to your arm and just starts like stroking it gently, and like lifting it
I'm
up and
just
trying to
like-
like look at it. He's like a nice old man, and he's
I'm just
actually
like-
like keen on like learning more.
he's like, oh no, darling, don't
Just
do
like
what?
showing it off.
I'm
Just
just. Do you mind if I just sort of look at it a little bit?
Do you mind if I just sort of look at my construct while-
He's
like
"No,
showing it
no,
off,
No,
just-
no, stay still.
and he fetches one of those snow globes, and he shakes it up and gives it to you. And then he's like, and he puts it in your other
I'm just
hand,
like,
and then he takes your
shake it,
arm
shake
and
it.
like sort of like looks at it, and like sits there.
And he's like, this is amazing. Did you make this?
Did I make this? No.
Obviously not. Then this is.
So uncouth.
no. Gift. Best friend. Gift.
Oh. I'll take you to your construct. It's in our vaults. Do you mind if, while I explain what we've done to your construct, if I could maybe examine this lovely young lady's arm?
Sure. I'm sure she won't mind at all, so long as she has that trinket.
I just need to put on my glasses, and then I'll be able to look at it properly.
I just
Don't
want to
hesitate.
sort of, I want to pat Tig on the shoulder and just go, he just wants to look at arm. Just look.
And then he sort
wants
of
to
like
admire
he sort of like wraps his hands, like his old frail hands, around yours, and is like, "You can keep the toy if you want." And he shakes it gently in your hands, and he's like, "It's yours now. It's my gift to you."
We friend?
Yes.
Okay, we're friends now. And I'm just gonna reach forward for his arm.
Now, I'm a bit old, I'm afraid. I feel like you're a little bit rough and might
No?
Destroy you,
injure
yes.
me.
I just look over to Nissa. I'm just like, gnome? Like, gnome?
Yeah, like gnome.
Oh, okay. So I put the snow globe in the other hand, and then I reach forward my normal arm and like put it forward like a finger, just like for him to shake the finger.
He like grips your finger between finger and thumb and like shakes it up and down gently.
Okay, we're friends now. Put the snow globe back in the other hand and just play with it.
So he leads you guys downstairs. And he's like,
So, while I did explain to you last time that I have no magical ability of my own, I do have a friend. I managed to, through much research and knowledge, find a way to connect to my soul gate open to a plane, like I explained last time. Do you remember?
Yes, of course, the soul gates. Yes, I suspect that may have been, in fact, what caused this current unpleasantness. I like to think that they're walking past like a window as he says that, and he gestures out.
"Yeah, okay." Bye, game. Okay. So as
Unfortunately,
he's-
our
Mhm.
mutual friend, Sout, turned out to, well, this is more Nissa's story than mine.
Yes, I did think that it might have been him when we saw this issue in the town. It was most likely your friend Sout. But
Well, he
What I
no
was-
longer our friend at that point.
do you remember when I was telling you that magic also had a shape, and I gave you books on the architecture and shape of certain magical spells and how you can use your artificing to help facilitate the conduit of magic?
Yes, I found it quite illuminating, actually. Quite interesting that humans would think of these kinds of applications.
Well, I may have
Quite ingenious of you.
replaced your construct's eyes with two perfectly... No, wait. Just listen. Two perfectly crafted and shaped rubies to channel a magic. Could help you. So, I managed to... Every grandmaster of this college has had a... I guess you would call it a sprite. It has been passed down and it attaches itself and it defends us. And it is of the fire plane, and we cannot see it or interact with it until we find a way to forge a connection with that plane, which I have done in recent years. But it has infused 2 gems with its magic, and when using its name, it has 2 effects. You can use its shortened name, and it will produce a small bead that can travel out to roughly 150 feet before causing an explosion.
I see.
He takes you to like a vault, and he opens it up, and your construct is standing there. It's got a few.
Oh my god, my baby! He just runs to it.
You are bound off a magical wall. He's like,
No, just wait. we have a shield in place in case people get in.
My character's just gonna
I
be
see.
sitting back, giggling a little.
He shoots you the dirtiest of dirty looks.
So, okay, so I need to inform you that all elemental magic has properties and emotions associated with it. The fire plane and most fire magics, they tend to want to spread and destroy and reduce things. So the side effect of this is that should the wielder of, and he gives you a ring, this ring fall unconscious, the construct will revert to its elemental instincts, which is that of, well, destroy everything.
I see. And he daintily takes the ring off him and looks at it. What can I tell from the actual construction of the ring?
You can tell that it's a ring that is very much like the rings of sending that you use to communicate with others. And it has some runes on the side of it, which is like very crude compared to elven craft, but it's a similar magical language to do with telepathy. It's almost like a mind bond with the construct.
I don't think Aethelfin knows how to feel about any of this yet. So he's just like,
We use
Shall I
these
wear
to...
it?
Yes, we use these to control our defenders, to make sure that they, when we build a golem, so that we can tell it to go where we wish it to go and make sure that it does as it's told. However, you need to be very careful. Usually we make our golems of earth, and earth is a very placid and calm element. However, you sort of... Well, you've been in the shit, so you thought this could help. I thought this could help. You're going to have people after you, and this way, should you fall unconscious, it will defend you to the death, mostly by killing everything around you.
my good sir, thank you. And he slips it onto his pinky finger like a signet ring.
Yeah.
Well,
His one remaining pinky finger.
you did give us some invaluable knowledge, and we don't really have a very good way to pass the favor back to you, so I thought this would help. So I've only explained half of what we've done, though.
Please continue.
We've put the construct back together. It is not quite as nimble as it used to be, not quite as fast, and obviously cannot fly, but it can move under its own power. And on top of that,
And he sort of like puts a hand against the shield, and the shield goes down. And you can smell this faint bit of ash around in the air as soon as it goes down. And he points to the far end of the room. He's like, "Just step back a minute. I'll show you the two abilities we've
too
given
busy
this."
hugging his. He's too busy hugging it. It's just like
Ah.
eyes closed, like.
Young Daywinmore, it would be good if you should probably pay attention
sorry.
to this.
It's okay.
So,
That's right.
my small sprite friend, who might sound weird, but you can't see or hear unless you are receptive to
You're right. It
magics.
does sound strange. But that's
However, he was born in divine fire. He's very special. His short
I
name
see.
is... There's a reason why you smell ash everywhere. His name is Ash. And the command to use the first of these abilities, and he says, Ashen,
and a small bead of fire glows for a second just in front of his pupil, and then fires across the room, and it's fired a level 3 fireball at the far wall.
What?
Now,
Oh,
you can't use this more than once a day. I need you to understand that. Otherwise, you could cause irreparable damage to your construct.
As soon as he shot the fireball up, just like hidden.
Now, if you was to use the full name and title of the sprite, you would find that it had a much greater effect. See, each sprite has a name with meaning, and these meanings, when said in full, have, well, devastating effects. So,
I see.
He sort of sits there, and
can I trust you with this?
I lean in and I put my hand on his hand and I go, of course you can.
he turns, and just so you're aware of the
Trust
mechanics of
between
this,
academics.
this will take your full round to do if you want to do it, and when it goes off, it has a scary effect. So he says,
Descend from the heavens, Apollon. Render my enemies to ash.
and a flame strike spell erupts 40 feet in front of it, level 5.
Out of character, let me get this right. Descend from the heavens, Apollon.
Yep.
Rend my enemies into ash.
Yep.
He's like, there is a further command, but it has the chance of instantly destroying your construct. So I would not
Yeah, quite.
risk using it. If you feel you need it, I can tell you, but it's the full incantation that gave birth to ash.
You know what? I don't think I'll ever destroy my construct, so the risk of it is... Let's just leave it as it is.
There's a chance it won't destroy it, but it was just...
Well, I'll tell you what. Can we write it down and I'll
Yep.
put it away somewhere safe?
Yep. So he'll write it down and pass you a note, and I'll write that for you in a minute.
Cool, no problem. I think at this point, because he's so relieved that he's got his construct and wants those wings, he's gonna go, so you mentioned the wings were in the dungeons.
Yes. If you wish to...
Would there happen to be any elves down there as well?
Were 3. Think there might be 2 now.
What do you mean, were 3?
Well, they executed one.
Oh, wonderful. Marvelous. Simply marvelous. People... You must be incredibly patient to deal with these mundanes. Good sir.
Well, it's been hard, but it's still better than where I'm from. Also,
Yes, I suppose.
there's one more piece of information I should probably give you. The day after the incident with Sout, a group of assassins entered the city. They attacked this college. My sprite Ash killed one of them, and the others, well, they killed every remaining council member. They attacked Xavier's officers but could not find him. When they're eventually taken down, the assassins had coins on them. Very similar to the ones you were using to purchase things while you were here. They're a foreign currency, and the general consensus is that you are foreign, operatives come here to eliminate the leaders of our great cities before a war is started.
Do you happen to have one of these coins on you by any chance?
No, dear, they were all taken.
Did you get a look at them at least? Like, did you see if there was anything on the coin?
Do you have any coins on you?
Yeah, I do actually. I had to run an errand for the councilman, and I have the coins that he gave me on us. And I have one other special coin as well. And I sort of open up and I show the coins, the normal coins that we have, and then I sort of show him the other coin that I have that has the mythical creatures on it.
Okay, so explain to me the exactly how you came across every coin, just because obviously there's some people here that weren't here before.
The majority of the coins that I have are the ones that the councilman gave me to give to a group of strangers in the forest. I was supposed to give them 50 gold, and I was to keep the rest. I'm not sure how much was actually in there. I forgot to ask. And the coin that's marked with the mythical creatures was one that the guy gave me in case I ever needed to contact him again.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't the mystical creatures one, that's for sure. So when you produce the standard coins, like,
Yes, those coins are the currency of a neighboring nation, and they are not used in the western city-states. Generally, when somewhat like they are of value, they are equal value west to east, but we don't trade in them usually. You can purchase things with them, and then you deliver them at night to the city bank, and they trade you back our coins and melt down the foreign coins to remake ours. So it's very, very rare that people use them. In fact, only a handful in the city were using them at the time of the attacks, and they've all been taken to the dungeons as well.
Well then, forgive me if I'm overreaching, but if you, Nisa, were given a coin pouch full of these foreign currency, which we would not have because we simply haven't had the ability to trade with these people, and then you gave them to some ne'er-do-wells in the forest, that sounds to me like an attempted coup. This
Well, if
Xavier
it was an
fellow.
attempted coup, then it would be because of the councilman. Because he was
Oh,
the one that gave me these coins and sent me on that mission.
But that's what I was saying. You interrupted me. I was going to finish with, but we can't prove that's the case. We can only tell this gentleman here, and arm him in the event that Xavier should return and take power, I suppose. My good man, if you're aware of this now, then you should be wary of this man if this is indeed what happened.
Xavier was in the hospital after the attack on the city from your friend Sout, and it is... Yes, I agree that it's most likely he is the one behind it from your stories, and just knowing you a bit better than the average man on the street, I'm not sure, but I think you're in trouble.
Yes.
From what I understand, messages have been sent to all the western city-states. We are now allying against the east.
Charming.
We are
Do you know of anywhere safe-ish we could go to? We
Well,
have a few
we're not
with us.
actually at war yet. I think they're going to try a diplomatic option, but maybe the east. But to get there, you'd have to either travel all the way through the other city-states to Thebes or Lake Damon. However, I do have friends in Rhodesia, and I believe that the easiest way would be to get, if you wish to go for the construct wings, yes?
Of course. And G turns to Nisa, and save our friends.
Well, if you want, I can. If you can get into the dungeons, do that. There, from what I understand, having looked at the city plans when we tried to get you out the first time, I remember there being a route from dungeons to the waterfront. We could get you on a boat to Rhodesia, and there you could seek more knowledge in constructs, and also from there blend in and maybe take a boat elsewhere.
This is excellent. Thank you so much for the help. Now, one little tiny teensy little detail. We have other innocent people waiting for us outside the city. Is there any way we could perhaps get them through?
I simply no.
And the whole time, by the way, he's like, after he finished his demonstration, he's been sitting there with goggles on, like, and just like looking at Tig's arm, and just like tracing lines on it, like just admiring it, writing down notes.
If he starts to draw on it, though, she's gonna withdraw the arm.
No, he figured as much.
Okay, cool.
Well, if you could tell me exactly where they are, there's a possibility I could get them brought straight here, and then I could get them on another boat. Would that help at all?
That would be ideal.
Okay.
Tell them that I sent you. That will assure them of your honesty. I've already mentioned that we had friends in the city, and my good sir, I do consider you a friend. Your augmentation of my construct aside, and let's see how that goes, shall we? We've been, well, surprisingly helpful, and don't forget good friends. Should you ever make your way to the Tel Qasir, I'll do everything in my power to assist you.
It's perfectly fine, thank you. I actually, when we were rebuilding your construct, I took extensive notes and believe I could reproduce the work. So I feel like I owe you a debt. Thank you.
Well, one last thing. One tiny little thing I'd like to inquire about. Could I get a replacement arm for me, please?
We don't really have time for look, I could...
My arm is very important to me.
I understand that, but how's about I pen a note quickly now to the head of the Rhodesian College, and it'll ensure that should you have the funds, they could replace your arm. You just have to earn some gold, which I believe with your knowledge and skills you could do quite easily.
Yes, perhaps. Yes, we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. But any introductory letter would be most appreciated.
He writes a quick letter.
Should really.
And starts folding it up and hands it to you.
It's like, well,
As he does that, I'm just gonna look at him and go, "Do you have an eye patch?"
Do I?
I'm sure we could get you an eye patch, dear.
Because I don't have any cloth, and I think me not having an eye
You just want
might
cloth.
freak
And he just
out
like
people.
goes away and comes back in like 2 minutes with like a strip of cloth and just hands it to you. Strip of black cloth.
All right, I just like wrap it around my head and over my eye.
I will quickly talk to one of the guards and they will help get you to... No, one of our guards. Trust
No. Tig may have scared your man at the door.
Yes, I can see how she'd do that. But we can get you.
No, you didn't. She,
There's pieces
broke
of
his-
spine on fingers. I can see how she'd do that.
He's just like, oh, that's right. I remember that now.
I'm gonna help Tig like take those little bits of spine out of her arm. Hand.
She's kind of just like, just
Look, we will get you to an entrance to the... Well, I guess the easiest entrance to the dungeons and the vaults are just to climb down the big hole that your friend Sout made.
Yes, our friend's suit, he says, looking at Nissa.
It is guarded a little bit, but some luck you should get in there. However, I will send a guard with you to get you the easiest way to the dungeon.
Good, thank you. Much appreciated. And thank you again for rescuing my Avitas. It truly is fantastic to be in her presence again. And he goes up and he's like hugging his construct.
He looks at you, Nissa, and whispers, maybe not to Nissa. He won't say anything to Nissa.
Wait, why is he not saying anything to me?
Well, were you listening for the last few seconds?
No.
Okay. Anyways, what we'll do is we'll take a short break there so that everyone can get some water and I can talk
Sounds
to
good.
everyone. We're about 5 minutes, I hope, and then we'll be back. Okay, guys? I'm hoping you're enjoying
good.
this. I'll see you all again soon. Be right back.